Happy Saturday, guys. It's Robin here. Thanks for joining me for your daily tarot card reading. This is going to be for Saturday, October 1st. Okay, so Halloween not too far away. Super excited as per usual. Let me know in the comments, you guys, if you're planning any sort of Halloween shenanigans or planning your costume or whatever. I'm gonna try and think of something to do as like a theme week for Halloween because I love dressing up. But anyway, I've got the Black Cat Tarot here and I'm gonna start pulling you cards right away as Lacey just elicits this huge yawn over on the couch. So we have a very fascinating card here. Okay. It's very unusual to pull a death card right off the hop in a reading, okay? There's something, you know, and it kind of looks like a Halloween setting. I'm going to pull another card to clarify this right away, but my guides are saying it's super important for you guys to notice the imagery, okay? There's a book here, something going on. I am seeing a little bit of actual like clairvoyance going on, like almost like a mediumship type of clairvoyance. This is quite interesting what my guides are saying. Okay, so, and they're kind of explaining why I was kicking off on Halloween so much. It's the date, right? Because that is when apparently the veil is the thinnest. So you guys could be planning on communicating with somebody, okay? You can see that there is, it looks like a cemetery in the background, and this is the death card. Sorry. So some of you could be planning to do some sort of a ceremony or seance, or is anyone planning on trying to spend the night in a cemetery on October 31st, right? So just be very careful about doing stuff like this, you guys, okay? So first of all, if you're planning on communicating with the other side, you really want to set limitations. You really want to understand what tools you should and should not be using, and whether in fact you do need somebody that is more or less a professional at contacting the other side. You might need like a medium specifically. This can be very challenging. It can be very scary. It can be very draining, both emotionally and physically. So like, this is not something to be taken on lightly, you guys. You can see that there is a book involved here. You might seriously need to study. You could scare yourself incredibly badly. You could open portals that you had no intention of opening, and inviting in spirits that you had absolutely no intention on having discussions with. So just keep in mind that while our spirit guides are around us and our ancestors are close, you have to be very careful who you beckon with whatever ceremonies that you're planning on using. Or if you're going to a medium, or you're getting a past life reading or an ancestor reading, you want to make sure that you guys do your research on who it is that you put at the helm of this project, okay? Wow, okay, so I just got a message from one of my guides, and they said, whatever it is that you plan on doing, it's important that you do not mock death, okay? Do not mock it, okay? So don't take this on lightly as if it's some sort of like a freshman hazing project, and this could be very important, okay? So just be very respectful. Don't do things that you're not sure of what you're doing, okay? Remember to really be very protective. Have the Emperor here, okay? So some of you could be really targeting to speak to somebody quite specifically. This could be somebody that you believe to be like the anchor of your ancestor line, and you want to tap into them to really help bring information. Maybe it's somebody that you almost had the chance of getting to know, that they could have passed on when you were just a child, and they just had this deep sparkle, and you guys had a really like intrinsic soul connection, okay? So you could be wanting to go communicate with that person. And instead of just like sitting down and doing a meditation and thinking about it, inviting this person in, You could get really roped into a huge ceremony like we're seeing here with the death card. Like you could be contemplating a Ouija board, or, you know, something that is left, like better left to professionals. Okay. So the advice that I'm getting here is like, really don't wait until, you know, October 31st when the veil is super thin and, you know, there's just too much chance of things going wrong. Just do it slowly, you know, like make it a daily habit. It doesn't have to wait until one specific day of the year where you do this massive rigmarole. Oh my God. It can just be asking for advice as if that person is still here among us, right? Hey, what do you think of that, granddad? You know, hey, grandma, you know, hey, Nona, like just whatever, you know, call them in and feel those answers in your heart. Instead of tasking yourself with a camp out at the cemetery, which is terrifying, by the way, in case you've never tried it. So is using a Ouija board. So is tapping into a spirit that has no business in your life, and you might not be able to get rid of them that easy. So just be very, very, very careful with divination tools and the people that you associate with them, and start making your communications with your ancestors a daily or a semi-daily practice, instead of waiting till the most sort of significant night of the year to do something like this and possibly having things go a little bit awry, okay? And that's not what you want when you're dealing with the spirit world, okay? Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.